So hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to talk about the topic of anxiety and depression. Okay, a lot of you people might be thinking, why are we talking about anxiety and depression in this channel? We are supposed to talk about manifestation. So one thing is that you obviously have experienced this. When you do not have that peace of mind, when you are going through anxiety, you're going through depression, you're unable to find that kind of willpower to implement anything in your life, whether it is nighttime meditation, whether it is going to sad sessions that Neville states about. And how do you get that willpower? It's when you have your peace of mind. The more you are dealing with anxiety and depression, the more you want to lie down, the more you want to do stuff which would be helpful to distract yourself, watch hours or hours of YouTube, watch Netflix, completely distract yourself and not come back to the feelings that you are actually experiencing. So that is the reason I'm talking about anxiety and depression here. 2 weeks back I really struggled with anxiety. It came back really, it hit me hard really bad recently. I was kind of coping with a lot of job anxieties at that point of time. I was feeling that I'm not being appreciated, though I'm giving in a lot of work and a lot of effort. So what happened was, every time before a meeting, I would actually experience that heart palpitation, and this memory, this feeling was forgotten by me, because I have always struggled with anxiety and depression in my childhood, but coming up with age, I have been able to control it to a very large extent. I found gym, I found exercise, I found natural endorphins which help you tremendously in this effort. So that is the reason I have been coping really well with my anxiety and depression. I have not been having any heavy episodes of it, even though I will have a phase of sadness or something like that. But it wasn't depression, it wasn't, it might be nervousness, but it was never anxiety. Now that I got this bout of anxiety recently, I was really taken aback. I was really nervous that it was anxiety. You know, they say that there's a second layer to the anxiety and depression. Like, why am I experiencing this anxiety? That would be a second anxiety. Will I ever be able to get out of this? So this second layer is, even if you cross that first layer, the second layer is again there. The same is for depression as well. Like, why am I feeling so sad? The sadness about feeling sad. Okay, so let's talk about the coping mechanisms that I have used in the past, and what I'm using, what I've found recently, and why I feel that would be tremendously life changing. Okay, so what I did was, when I was in college in my final year, I found gym, I found exercise, I found yoga. I was actually exercising 3 times a day. Can you believe? I actually was super chubby at that time. We'll talk about weight loss some other time. Okay, I was super chubby at that time, and I was struggling with body image issues and all that stuff. But the weight loss was supposed to be related to improving my body image. It was something that was still external, that people will appreciate me and all that stuff. But in this process, I found that when I exercise, when endorphins flow into my body, I really feel good about myself. And it's not that I'm just looking out for external validation. Internally, I am feeling validated as well. So that's the reason I got into gym and yoga and exercise so hardcore, and this has been a continued practice for a lot of times. Recently, since November, that is, we have come back from the US, and the place that I'm staying right now, it doesn't have a good access to gym, so I have not been able to keep up that practice. And then the pandemic hit, and then I felt into lazy practices. I have not been doing any sort of physical activities other than slight walking around the apartment, but I feel I need more of this. Walking is not that high leveled to increase my endorphins in my blood. So but I thought, yeah, it's been going good. Okay, you fall into these habits, right? You don't realize what impact it is slowly going to have in your life. So what I did was I fell into these lazy practices, and then about a month back I started experiencing these anxiety, deep level of anxiety, as in heart palpitations, as in I am unable to sleep, I'm thinking about it, overthinking everything that is supposed to be related to anxiety. And recently one of my friend actually told me that this is not very uncommon, and he never had an episode of anxiety ever. So he got this panic attack where he could actually feel the pain in his chest area. So it was like I realized that a lot of people are obviously struggling with it. So I found something which is, I think, would be a great solution to anxiety. I think if you utilize this, your whole life would actually change and actually transform. And this is not just about finding a solution to anxiety. This will take you really deep into meditation as well. And remember, the deeper you go into meditation, the easier it is for you to manifest anything that you desire. Okay, so let's start out by talking about what I found. I found something called as breathwork. Google breathwork, watch some videos on breathwork. I'll also given 2 or 3 links about this. So there was one channel called as Pushing Beauty. I started her breathwork. It felt amazing the first time that I did it. Not even the first time, at least the first 3-4 times that I did it, it felt amazing, truly amazing. It was like genuinely like a psychedelic drug experience, like people tell. I've never felt this deep connection within my soul. Even I think hours and hours of meditation could never help you reach this. And I'm stressing this, I had never experienced this deep level of meditation in my life, genuinely. And I have had this practice for a long time. So what I did was, but after 3 or 4 days, the effect came to a slower kind of end. I didn't feel that, I didn't experience it. Then I started Wim Hof. Wim Hof is a very famous practice. He has got almost 5.6 million subscribers in YouTube. I think a lot of people follow him, and I think a lot of you would also be following him. So that was also amazing. That also felt amazing. But recently I found this technique where it was really easy for me to experience this whole thing, as in go really, really deep. If a lot of you haven't heard about EFT, I'll also talk about that in the next video. I'll talk about EFT, I'll talk more into breathwork. I'll link a few breathwork. If you just want to do those, that's okay with me. But I found something which was a collaboration of EFT and breathwork, and that really, really, you cannot do it beyond 10 minutes. I'm telling you, you cannot do it beyond 10 minutes. In those 10 minutes, your body releases so much energy. You can actually feel it. Like I'll show you the video of me doing it. If you want, you can stop doing it and look at me. I'm just going through a genuine, amazing experience of my life, and I feel tired after this, yet rejuvenated. You know how sometimes swimming feels? You feel tired, yet you feel rejuvenated, something like that. It's swimming into your deep psyche, into your deep consciousness. And you can see me, how I'm speaking about it. So breathwork with EFT has been extremely amazing. I am going to make a video about it, and you will see this just after this. I'm going to make a video about it. Okay, there are some things I want to state, that please do not practice breathwork or EFT. EFT anyone can practice, of course. Do not practice breathwork if you're pregnant, if you have any heart conditions, if you have any lung conditions like asthma, COPD, anything of that sort. Please do not do that. If you have high blood pressure, do not practice it. I cannot stress this enough. Not taking responsibility of any health reasons right now. You are only responsible for your own health. Secondly, if you want to start out slower. You realize your own pace. If you are younger, you can do a little faster if you are obviously disease free. But if you have any sort of problems, please avoid doing it. Or if you feel you can do it, it's just that you have to do it at your own pace. Okay, so the next video which is coming up is related to EFT, and it is related to breathwork. I'll tell you in a very short thing what are the meridian points, so that the next video that we go to, you will not be struggling with the meridian points. So EFT is known as emotional freedom technique. So this is found by ancient Chinese. It's an ancient Chinese technique where there are a lot of meridian points like acupressure and acupuncture, which is not related to essentially the physical body but the emotional body as such. And why, if you do these practices, your overall negative emotions that are lying in your body will be released, as in the guilt that you feel, the shame that you feel, any kind of negative emotion will be released. They say that these are somehow stuck in those areas in your body, and once you start doing it, it will automatically get released and you will be more freer. So that's why the term freedom comes in. Okay, so I'll just tell you in a really short way which are the meridian points. Okay, the top of your head, tap on this, on the eyebrow, tap on this. You can do it with